Hello and welcome. My name's James from Livestorm. Today, we'll be looking at how to completely automate the process of building and sending fully customized HTML certificates of attendance using Hubspot. You can customize Hubspot to send a certificate to registrants once they've attended your event. In this example, we're going to use the Hubspot landing page feature. Once they've attended your event, they'll automatically be sent an email. On the email, there will be a button that they can click. They'll be taken to the Hubspot landing page that we're going to set up that has the HTML certificate already in place, and their name and any other information you'd like to include will be automatically pre-populated. Once this is up and running, this will be fully automated and you won't have to do any sending or any customizing on the certificate itself. Doing it this way, you can avoid HTML compatibility issues. It could look different on the receiving side depending on the receiver's email client and any policies or rules that they have in place. Ready for your registrant to save or print. Our goal here is to automatically generate a personalized HTML web page certificate that attendees can view or print if they've attended one of your events. You can even set it up so that if they've crossed a minimum attendance percentage during your live session. To build this automated pipeline, you'll need a Livestorm account along with a Hubspot professional or enterprise subscription to unlock the workflows, custom contact properties, and email sending function. You can even set up a custom domain on Hubspot so that when the registrant opens the certificate is on your domain. Okay, so let's jump into our Hubspot dashboard here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up a custom contact property so that we can store the Livestorm attendance percentage. Okay, so let's click on the settings cog on the top here. And we're going to scroll down to properties in the data management section. So let's click on properties and then we'll create property. And we're going to give our custom property a new name. Let's call it Livestorm attendance percent. And under field type, we'll click on number. And for format number, in this case, we're going to click percentage. And we can go ahead and create property. Okay, Livestorm attendance percentage was created. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to build our landing page is we need to create a HTML template to use on the landing page. So if we click on the content menu, and there's our landing pages menu option. So we need to scroll down here to the design manager. And this is where we're going to enter the HTML template itself. So let's go to create new file. And we want to select HTML and HubL. Okay, so what are we building? We're building a template. Template type is a page. And let's give our new template a name. I'm going to call it certificate and create. This is the HTML editor. Here is the HTML for my HTML certificate. I'm going to share this HTML template with you. Here is an example of what the end certificate will look like. This is just a basic certificate of completion. And as we can see here, the registrant's name will be populated in here. This is just a basic HTML template that we're going to use for this example. So if you would like to use this HTML code, I've included it here in the community article and you can use that and follow along, or you may have your own HTML certificate. Feel free to use that if you like. Okay, so I'm going to copy my code and we'll come back into Hubspot. I'm going to select all, delete, and I'm going to paste my HTML code in here. And there's a preview of the certificate. So the HTML code is copied into the Hubspot design manager, and we can see here that contact first name and contact last name are the fields in this certificate. Once we set this up with our Hubspot live event, that's going to take the registrant's first and last name, and it's going to put it onto the certificate. Okay, so I'll come back into the design manager. What I want to do is I want to publish the changes. Your HTML template was published. Please remember the name of the document that you've given here. So certificate.html. We're going to need to locate that later. Next step is to go to content. Back in the content menu, there's our landing pages menu option. The next step is we want to build the landing page. Go ahead and create a landing page on the top right. Then you'll see a bunch of templates that you can choose from. So you can pick a pre-populated landing page here. Because we have our own custom HTML, we want to come down to the option here and click Other. Here we can see the templates that we've created. As we can see here, certificate.html. This is the certificate that we've just created. And here we see a copy of the certificate again. But this is a slightly different window because we're in the landing page section. This is the landing page, not the template. What we want to do is give the landing page a name. I'm going to call this completion certificate. You can click on settings on the top right. That's the name that I just gave it. And now we need to go ahead and give the page a title. We're going to name our landing page. So this is the heading on our landing page. I'm going to call that completion certificate again. If we scroll down here, we can see page URL. And we can see slug. When the certificate opens, the landing page will open on this domain. You may have a custom domain already attached to your HubSpot account. You can go ahead there and select the domain that you wish. And the second part here is the content slug. Completion-certificate. I'm going to leave it at that. And you've got an option here for meta description. This will drive search engine traffic. We see another preview of the template here. I'm happy with the name and I'm happy with the domain. So for now, we'll close out of this and we're going to publish our landing page. We get a preview of the link here. So let's copy that. With our certificate landing page officially live, the next step is to draft an automated tracking email that delivers it. We'll click on back and we want to click on the marketing menu option on the left and we'll go to email. From our marketing email dashboard, we'll click on create email. On the right, we want to select automated. As with our landing page, we do have a selection of templates that we can use. In this case, we'll click on start from scratch. We're going to create a brand new email. This is a drag and drop email editor. On the left, we have all the different components that we can use. In this case, we're just going to start with text. So we'll just drag and drop a simple text field and we can just type some text in here. You can put whatever you like. Okay, just click away and we're going to drag and drop a button. You can choose the area that you want to put the components. In this case, we'll put the button underneath the text. And on the left here, download your certificate. And we want to link to, in the link to field, we're going to choose one of your pages and then the page drop-down box. We're going to select completion certificate. This is the landing page that we configured earlier. We have the base of our email there. We have some text and a button. If you would like to add anything else, maybe some social components, a video, images, divider, footer, there's many options here. In this case, I'm happy with just the text and the button. Just give it a subject, your online certificate. You can call that whatever you like. And you can choose the from name, choose your from email address. I'm happy with everything now. I've got my name, I have my address, the subject line, I have the text and the button. I can go ahead and review and publish. And you do have some warnings here. In this case, the warning is related to my from email address. But in this case, that's okay. You might like to check the from name and the from email address. I'm just going to click publish. Okay, my email is published, my template is published, and my landing page is published. Now let's wire up the brains of the operation. We need to set up the automation. If we click on automation and click on workflows, we want to click on create new workflow. And then from scratch, the first thing we'll do is we'll just give this automation a name. I'm just going to call this certificate send. You can call that whatever you like. The next step here is we need to set up the trigger for this automation. When we search for Livestorm, we can see all of the available triggers here. So Livestorm webinars, people attended live, or Livestorm webinars, people did not attend. Because it's a certificate, we want to choose people attended live. And you can add some criteria here. If you want to say somebody attended 70% of the event, you can go add criteria. And in that case, we will say attendance rate is greater than or equal to, I'm going to say 70%. Now, you don't have to set this, but you can if you want. If you want to say somebody has attended more than 50% of your event, you would say is greater than or equal to 50. In this case, I'm going to go with 70 and you just have to click done. I have my trigger set up. So for this enrollment criteria, I picked Livestorm attendance percentage is greater than or equal to 70. This strict guardrail ensures that only folks who stayed for at least 70% of my live event are going to receive this certificate automatically. If you click on next, eligible records only enroll contacts that meet these conditions. This could be used to filter out staff or guest speakers or people who you don't want to receive the certificate. In this case, I'm just going to leave that blank, but you can use that. And click on next. There is an option here, re-enroll. Allow contacts to re-enroll after completing the workflow. In this case, we're going to leave it switched off. That would mean that somebody could re-enroll in this workflow and potentially receive the certificate twice. We only want people to receive one certificate, so we'll leave that off. And save and continue. Final step here in this automation is we need to choose an action. In this case, we'd like to send an email. Click on communications and we'll find send email. We'll leave it as enroll contact and automated email. Only emails saved for automation will appear here. Remember earlier when we saved the email type as an automated email? And we can select new email. That's the email that we set up earlier. Email preview, we can see that that is the email that we configured earlier. And we can click on save. Okay, fantastic. With our automation created, we'll review and turn on, and we can review our information here and click on next. So we'll get a finalization of all of the items configured. Let's turn on this workflow. Okay, fantastic. I've built the automation, I've built the email, I've built the template for the email, and we have the landing page in place. One final thing is you can test and preview your email, or you can test and preview your landing page, all here in HubSpot. If we're in the email section here, certificate email, If we click on the top right here, preview and test, preview as a contact. Let's try this. You can preview as choose a contact. Here are my test contacts. Let's say Emma Smith. This is what Emma Smith will see. And we can click on preview web version. This is the email that Emma Smith would receive once she attends this event. View certificate, and fantastic. Here we have the complete certificate previewed in HubSpot. We have the automation set up, so when the registrant attends the event, they will get an email sent to them automatically, and they'll have a button that they can click to view their certificate with their name pre-populated, and it's all automated. Always review your workplace logic and settings to double check that everything's working as expected. If you have an event that's just ended a few minutes ago, you can choose to enroll contacts who already met the criteria now. Once everything looks good, flick the switch, turn it on, and leave your certificate distribution on autopilot. I've included a copy and paste of this HTML certificate so that you can get started, or you can use your own HTML certificate. If you run into any trouble configuring your automation or your certificate, drop us a comment or reach out to our team. We're happy to help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next tutorial.